Hey guys, welcome back. bdckr here. We're Q&A season 3 episode 4. We aren't Q&A season 3 episode 4, I should say. This is Q&A season 3 episode 4.
This is that.
It's the 11th of July 2017, and getting right into it, our first question comes from Broderick Frey, and they say when a silver is 5-star, this is Injustice 2 if you can't tell from that, and a gold is a 5-star, are they the same stat? I know no has the exact same stats. Why? So I think it means I know no two characters have the exact same stats. Or do the gold just always have better stats even when they are the same star?
So, all right, so this is what I've noticed when I'm playing, right? Everything else being equal, golds have better stats. Same star levels, same gears, same kind of abilities that you've upgraded, all that stuff. And similar talents, actually, considering that there's so much variability in talents. Mm-hmm. However, a gold that's 1 star lower is often not as good stat-wise as silver, which is an interesting change from Injustice 1, right?
Yeah, because we need almost like the 3 extra elite levels for breakthrough to make them closer to equal.
And they're not even then, because they progress differently where the...
Yeah, they even progress as a level. Like, golds actually, like, get stats faster. So they're closer at the beginning, but even then they still have different stats, and at the end they get even further away.
Right. So why that's interesting, though, for the silvers being so close, they're actually much more playable, and you can use a team made up of a bunch of different characters, as long as...
Especially because it's so hard to get 5-star golds anyways.
Right. All right, so this is what's interesting and kind of ridiculous, right? Getting the 5-star gold, in some ways, should be harder. Getting a silver as a character is easier because in the packs, or the chests, or whatever you call them, it's easier. Silvers are more common, but you get fewer shards.
You get less, yeah. So you have to get more silver hits, but the hits happen more frequently.
Right.
So it's a weird kind of balance.
But in the campaign, you actually get shards of each too. So I don't know. I'll tell you what though, Dr. Fate, one of my favorite silvers all time. Reduction in power cost for specials is even better than just improved power gen, because not only can you get to do specials fast, but you can have more specials ready to go at once. So on a guy like Arkham Knight Batman, where he stuns at the end of his special, you can do a whole bunch more in a row if you've got Dr. Fate on your team.
Yeah, because your full bar has more kind of uses essentially on it, as opposed to just having your bar fill up faster, which means that it makes even more sense to really fill up and spend a little bit of time with a full bar, as opposed to burning it quick.
And another example of that where a good silver, as good as Armored Superman, who's gold, looks, right? He's the one that you get from completing your achievements.
Yeah.
Being able to completely dodge one special or ability, right? They call it ability in Injustice 2.
Yeah.
That's alright. But a 50% chance of avoiding any basic attack, which is what Silver Superman has, that seems just as good, if not better. Because it's not like the special evasion recharges like it does for Injustice 1's Injustice 2 Superman. And match that with the fact that it's impossible at the moment to get Armored Superman to 5 stars, and maybe it might be worth going into the math about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Silver Superman looks like a better option because you can get him to 5 stars, and he's got a pretty good passive.
So there we go. That's the answer to your question and a little bit more. The quick answer is that golds are better at the same star level, but at this point, it's better to have the highest star level character you have.
It's better, yeah. Better use silver. Whoever you've got. Whoever you get to 5 stars first is the best guy to use.
Yeah. The next question comes from Gabor Legar, and they say there are some characters only available in multiplayer season. What do you think, guys? Are they going to be available to purchase them later on? And this is about Injustice 1.
Yeah. All right. So as a conceptual kind of exercise, this kind of question is interesting to me because it seems like Injustice 1 is always willing to change up things. Just when you think you've got a pattern for something and you want to know when the next pack is coming in, when this is going to happen, they're willing to change it. Up until now, I think the only characters, the MP characters that have been available in packs have been Reverse Flash in a non-pay pack. I think Blackest Night Doomsday has been available in a pay pack. And Metahuman the Flash has been available in a pay pack, but you can only get 1 copy of him.
Yeah, I honestly would have thought, I think it's less likely the longer that they're out there, because the actual work compared to how many people are going to bother to use the pack gets less and less the longer that they wait.
Right, you'd think that, except they've got the pay pack for Rebirth Raven right now, and she's been a repeat challenge. So they bring that pack back, and you can buy her, even though you could get 3 copies of her in the challenge. So it's not. I don't know that there's always a lot of logic to it.
That's true. But I would imagine it's always possible, especially if they had a purchase pack, right, where you could get extra copies. Because I feel like online MP is one of those things where that is maybe the place where people would want the most to be able to skip stuff.
Right.
Just because sometimes, you're facing hackers, and sometimes it's just a lot more work on a given season, especially. Like, that, to me, seems like one of the more premium things that you could get.
Yeah.
But...
Well, if we look at precedents in other games that Warner Brothers and NetherRealm work on, it's WWE Immortals. You actually have challenge characters, like MP challenge characters that are available in a pack.
Yeah.
So it's possible. It just hasn't happened much yet.
I feel like if it was anything except for a real money pack, it would kind of undercut the significance of the character.
Yeah, totally. But they've done that on Immortals, and I wonder if that's their way of saying, yeah, we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So there we go. And our last question comes from Lisa Peacock. And she says, "Hi guys, I have a question, and I'm sure you've answered it before. Where did you get the name bdckr? From just a longtime fan who's curious and too lazy to look back on all of our saved videos to find the answer." Yeah, if it was probably just about anybody else, or I guess a lot of other people, we wouldn't answer, but we do actually remember you as a longtime fan, Lisa, and we remember you watched at one point a whole heck of a lot of videos to win that contest that we had where we mentioned a piece of information one time out of nowhere for the account that we did. So we know you've definitely watched more than enough of our content and learned enough.
Yeah.
You've learned more BDCKR trivia than I think some of our real life friends know.
Yeah. So I guess, so to answer the question, which we have answered before, but it's, sort of a goofy kind of story. Back in the old days, when internet service providers, one, internet service was dial-up, and two, providers, there were a lot of small guys, so it didn't used to be all consolidated into the big, the telecom companies. Like in Canada, it's Rogers and Bell and Shaw, and now it's sort of branching out a little bit, but people are piggybacking on those networks. So back in the day, there were lots of people who did internet service provision, because you'd use your phone, but then you'd have to dial into your provider. So back in the day, there was a small company in Canada called Interlog, and they would provide you with an email address. And the funny thing was, they would limit the number of letters that you could use
to 8 characters.
I think 8 I can't remember what the number was, but it was ridiculously small. And all the things I could think of that I would want to identify with for my email address just weren't any good.
Yeah, so we picked something that's all consonants, which means that it's very unlikely that anyone else will have taken it, but it also means that it's unpronounceable.
Yeah.
You can't do bdckr, because in the English language it's not actually a pronounceable word. So that became our default account for anything that we weren't using our real life info for.
Right.
Or I guess for you first, and then for me later, when I kind of bandwagoned on, especially with the channel.
Yeah, and I mean, we started really using that for our unboxing stuff, just to goof around. And you'll see that our sister's YouTube channel that has that. Oh, this team.
Raven.
Okay, this team might be interesting.
Killer Frost.
Ooh, Killer Frost with Astro Harness. That's total troll move. Okay, so this might be a little bit of a struggle. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, and we've just kept it. I mean, we mentioned this before too. It's a little bit like Randall
Monroe's
XKCD.
yeah.
XKCD. And I think he did something very similar. But the good thing about BDCKR is it's really unlikely that somebody else is going to pick that, and we'd get confused with somebody else.
Unless you're Brian Decker on Twitter.
Yeah.
Give us back your Twitter
I know,
handle.
seriously, right? I would have thought, like, again, the whole reason we picked it was literally because of that. And it turns out that there is a little bit of overlap. All right,
Dude. But to be fair, you picked that long before Twitter, so
yeah,
we couldn't have known.
So, all right, so this is interesting because, all right, so Containment Doomsday is there because then he can do he can soak up a couple of her health switches, right? Instead of trying to time it perfectly, get her down to 20% and then single hit her. But Killer Frost is going to be tough. Ooh, special 2. Crap! Bullet time! Is that bullet time?
It is.
She totally blew my bullet time. By freezing me, the number was that the second special or first special? I thought the second special should not have frozen.
I don't know.
Oh, because she couldn't finish it. It broke her in a mission. She was
Yeah.
supposed to come and hit me, and it saved me from the damage, but didn't actually save me. Yeah, I'm screwed now. All right. Wow.
But so yeah, the disadvantage is that her name is pretty much completely unpronounceable as a single
So yeah,
word.
Any meaning to it now is totally invested. It's been imbued with a meaning because of us actually doing this channel. I think.
bdckr would be the best pronunciation, but
Coker? Bdckr. Yeah, so I guess there's no real pronunciation. That's why we always just say the letters. But
oh yeah, bdckr.
Caker?
bdckr.
Coker? Cooker.
bdckr.
Bad cooker. Oh man, this is gonna be
See,
tight.
now you've given away what you wanted your original username to be, bad cooker.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a little bit because all right. So Harley Quinn is still there, and she could drop in and do some real damage with if they randomly give us the unblockable special too. And I can't tag out because of the League of Assassins gear. You can see the purple above that, and she's got a special. Oh, good. It's gone. I can tag out now, but I don't want to do this in the. There we go.
The good news is you've got a bunch of health there. Yeah.
All right.
Doomsday has a bunch of resurrects.
I think we burnt through all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was a little tighter than you might have thought. And that's it. Those are questions of the week. We've got one more fight for the ultimate. Might as well just maybe commentate through that.
That's true.
No point cutting off the content. So yeah, I'm hoping Injustice 1 will have something new soon and not just the repeat. But it's understandable when they're putting so much into their new release of Injustice 2. Alright, so this should be an easy fight. Because I miss it a lot. I mean, I've been playing Injustice 2 a lot more than I would like to.
Just because there's new content. If
Yeah.
there's new content in Injustice 1, we would have played it. It's sad, because I think they could have... I think it might have been... The issue with having it need to do a literal tie-in with the WBID stuff is the biggest issue. Because I think otherwise they really could have just added a bunch of new stuff to Injustice 1.
Yeah.
Like if they just added Dr. Fate...
Oh, that would have been so cool.
and stuff like that. Even if they just added like Grodd, right?
Yeah.
Even if they just added characters that weren't in both, or even if they just took essentially the textures that they have in the new one and those characters and abilities and added them into the old one, that would have been so much better, I think, for really their entire player base.
I would have been happy with that. But I think they did. Clearly, they wanted to implement some new stuff like the controls.
It's also hard to get as much traction with an update as you do with a full release.
That's right.
Like, because Injustice 2 went high up onto the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But anyways, there we go. That's the final fight. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.